Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Hey, welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sand Hills. Straight back from Daniel Boone land. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Moore County. Hopefully most of you have recovered from the last couple of days, last 4 or 5 days, actually. And, condolences to those. My understanding is 1 or 2 individuals passed away during the outage there, and, their medical equipment failed, etc. I don't know how true that is, but, yeah, I do have one individual letting me know that there were some issues there. In any case, Weatherman Steve was kind to us. Could have been 30 degrees, 20 degrees, and would have made it much worse. But, the weather was kind of mild. So other than sitting in the dark and trying to clean out your refrigerator when things went bad, that was hopefully the extent of it for you. For those of you, with other issues, condolences to you, and hopefully things get better here in the next few days.
All right, don't forget, of course, we are being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. Yes, that's back up. We have gotten released from Twitter, YouTube jail. So you can get back on our website at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Top middle of the page is where you'll see the video link. All you got to do is click on it and it'll carry you there. And plus, we got a chat room in there. So those normally chat can resume. Have your fun too. And you're invited to the chat room. You just start typing and pick yourself a name. That's all there is to it. Also, we got our other stream, which is our air signal. And you can get to that by going to the upper right-hand corner of any of our pages where it says, on the air, listen live. Click that once. You're listening that quick. Or, let's see, weather today. Well, like the Colonel was alluding to, look for mostly cloudy today. Some on and off rain. Most of that will get here after sunset today. Look for a high of 64. Tonight, 60% chance of rain, cloudy, 49 degrees. Friday, 30% chance of scattered showers, mostly cloudy with a high of 52. Then the same holds true for Friday night with a low of 43. Sunday, no mention of rain, just mostly cloudy. A few peaks of sun and a high of 50. And Sunday, isolated showers, although just a small chance of that. Look for a high of 53. Monday, when you head back to work, sunny, 55. Tuesday, sunny. Wednesday, partly cloudy. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm. Pressure 3051. Dew point 59. Humidity 99%. It is foggy and 60 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Michael Bublé, Christmas, Baby Please Come Home. It is 37 past the hour on this Thursday morning. Yes, it's been quite the week since Saturday. I was out eating Saturday. It was on the dark side, and you're thinking, oh, man, what am I going to do? If you in a house without a generator or gas logs, well, you better be cutting some logs and throwing them on the fire to generate a little heat. Gas logs, a lot of people survive by those. Just praying that they don't run out of propane while they do it. What else was there? Yeah, all your food in the refrigerator was going bad. If you have medical equipment, as the Colonel alluded to, well, that didn't work in the power outage. Some people had it better than others, and I'll claim I had a little better than others because I had a good old large motorhome to to get through this problem with a little bit of comfort. I do have a little hub that's made to attach computers and by Wi-Fi, computers and other a phone if need be, and TV programs if you want. That the hub will act like like Spectrum, except it's going over your carrier. In my case, AT&T. And when I got the thing, I got it several years ago. And when you have blackouts like this, well, that thing fires right up, no problem. You got it, internet. And they give you, I think it was 30 gigs a month of internet. And I've never ever once gone over. But when you start piling 5 days on there, it starts to get up close to your limit. And supposedly your limit is good for, if you haven't used it, then you got 2 months worth of limit, because 30 days in the past not used will carry forward. But it warned me I was getting close to the limit, and after that they keep on selling me gigs at $15 a gig. And I wrote them back and said, no. Go read the contract. It says $10 a gig. And you can't throttle. I was about ready to go steal one of their generators. They got 2 phone carriers on the tower here, and these are the types that cost about $100,000 a piece, would be my guess. Very big, very expensive, and just cart one of those right on up here and hook it up. You think they miss it?
I'm quite sure they would. Yeah. Yeah, my compliments to most of the drivers out there. I thought maybe maybe it would be time for Armageddon, but most everybody, with a couple of exceptions, now understand that a traffic light controlled intersection is a 4-way stop when the lights go out, and most everybody was stopping. I saw a couple of blunder through at speed at 55, go through the intersection while everybody else is trying to take turns, get through it. But that was very, very few of those kind of idiots out there that still don't understand. Most everybody was very collegial out there in the cars.
Traffic was down, and it was moving pretty well through the traffic stops, or where the lights are that don't work. One thing that got me, maybe I'm a little prejudiced on this, but during the initial press conference, our good old Sheriff Phil sits there and says on live national TV, he goes, this is a lot. I don't know who done it, but we're going to find out who done it, bring them in. I went, will somebody please teach that man to conjugate a verb? Because it makes the whole county sound like a hick, Sheriff. Learn to speak English. It would help greatly in your presentations.
Well, hopefully the department's making some headway on who did it, but I'm beginning to wonder
who done it.
How widespread this is, because the more and more you read, and do some research, the infrastructure, the electrical grid has been attacked in Washington State and Oregon over the last number of years. 2-3 weeks prior to this happening to us, Maysville had one of their substations attacked. Maysville is out towards Camp Lejeune, Jacksonville, and I just had a friend of mine text this morning on an article. Someone attacked the substation. Active and hardening measures maybe that they're considering to implement at these various substations. It's going to cost a lot of money, and of course we're paying it. It ain't going to be Duke Energy. That just, your electrical bill is going to necessarily skyrocket now because, these guys are going to start going around, and you're going to have to do something. You're not going to be able to just ignore this and leave your substations the way they are. I mean, the one right down the road from me on Vast Carthage Road, I think I went by there on Monday. It must have been Monday. There were about 20, 30 vehicles out there and people hopping all over that thing. That was one of them that got shot up, and I know the other one somewhere out towards Seven Lakes or West End. I'm not sure exactly where that one is, but yeah, several of them got shot up, and it was bad news. These guys apparently knew exactly what items within these substations to shoot at and what would cause the most damage, etc. So this isn't just some knucklehead riding around doing a shoot 'em up. And here's the other thing. My wife showed me last night from a Facebook. There's a what was it? She's got it on her phone. She didn't send it to me, but there's some Moore County information something organization or something centered over at the community college. Do you know there are sound sensors throughout the county?
Yeah.
And
for gunshot. Yeah.
Yeah, for gunshots. Yeah. So apparently, what else are they listening to? I mean, that's not what I got the information on. That it was just for gunshots. That it was, just out there. So yeah, that was kind of news to me. A little. Not real excited to hear that there are sound sensors throughout the county here, and they're collecting whatever information they want to collect. If I could find out,
that's been out quite a while.
Has it?
Yeah.
That was the first I'd ever heard of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems to me maybe we need to publish a little more information on that and get a little more background on it.
They people who did this act, I don't think they can keep their mouth shut long enough to survive it, because you go shoot up a transformer and all of a sudden you see all the lights go out around you, up and down the streets, and you've done some damage, and you go, wow, that's cool. But it's not cool unless you get to tell somebody, and so they're going to tell somebody.
Yeah,
and eventually, if the reward gets up to something that will stimulate somebody, I'd say in the $250,000 range, then that might get some tongues wagging.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not, like I said, like you're saying, if this was just some knucklehead riding around and he wants to, have some bragging rights about something, I agree with that. I'm not sure that's what this is. And like the sheriff said, nobody has come forward to take claim for this. Normally, even the organized Antifa, BLM, or they would come forward and say, yeah, we did this, we blew it all up, or did whatever, and they'd be out there trying to take claim, but they're not. No one has done that yet, and that's, to my mind, that's concerning. Why this seems more like a professional job to me, so I don't know. We'll find out. I'm sure the department, you got the SBI, the FBI. I don't know who else is involved in trying to find out who's doing this, but they're going to have to. And this is multi-state. Like I said, there are several instances over the last few years out in the West Coast. Then you had one 2 weeks ago, and then you had another one last night or the night before in South Carolina. So this is not, this is not just some local knuckleheads riding around protesting something. No, sorry. This seems to me to be a little more organized than that.
Well, let's hope they don't have any more genius ideas. And because it not just doesn't affect the people's lives. It affects their lives. It affects the community's life, because it basically comes to a grinding halt. People want to get up and go to work and provide for the community in their part of that world, and they can't because no power. No idea really when the power's coming on. You first get your first email message from Duke saying, "Oh, it's going to be 5 days," because they were saying that 11:45 tonight was the original date. I went, "You have got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, this is the individual opened fire near a Duke Energy facility at Wateree Hydro Station in Ridgeway, South Carolina, Wednesday. So, yeah, apparently they were not, whoever that individual was not able to cause significant damage. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a copycat. See, once you start something like this, of course, you're going to have the well, I can't use that term, can I? I was going to say the SWAT team, but yeah, that'll get you in trouble. That'll get you Facebook jail again. Maybe FCC, maybe FCC jail. Well, at any rate, yeah, you're going to have copycats. It's like a riot. You get one or two people starting a fight there in the in your favorite fast food restaurant, and next thing you know, everybody's jumping over counters and throwing chairs, and there's 15, 20 people involved. So yeah, there's going to be some of that here also. And, law enforcement's familiar with all of this. I mean, there's thousands of people here to draw on their expertise, and I'm sure they're looking at everything. They're checking all these social media things, looking for the knucklehead that can't keep his mouth shut and all this kind of thing. So, that effort's well underway, I'm sure. What I want to know is what immediate things are they going to start doing to harden some of these facilities, and, maybe it's, would they try to come back through here and do the same thing here again? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. You're going to have to do something to make these facilities secure. And again, there's thousands of people, businesses out there that can offer all kinds of tidbits, advice, and plans to do that. And Duke Energy is going to have to get on the stick and do it. And
I've often said several times that these grids are so vulnerable. If terrorists came over here and they used a little bunch of drones with little explosives on it and drop them into every substation across this country, this nation would be on its knees.
Well, that's been out there for years. Yeah. People have talked about that. So, yeah, Duke Energy, all these power companies are just going to have to get on the stick and start figuring out what they're going to do, and they better start doing it. And hey, my answer is, hey, maybe county commissioners, here's something maybe you can consider for a law or something for Moore County. The next time a Duke Energy bigwig comes down here to play golf, maybe his greens fees ought to be in the 6, 7, 8 figures, for him to go tee off down here until they start doing something.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see if
get some of our money back from these clowns.
Well, I think everybody just wants these clowns to get caught to start with, and then go from there.
Well, my recommendation is I know, I can't remember, somebody, was it Nick Pacerno, said, hey, hopefully they'll turn their electric off in their jail cell. I say when you find out who these people are, you turn these people over to the women and let them take care of it.
Yeah. Well,
find a couple of parents or a couple of mothers here that just spent the last 5 days with their kids with no electricity and no internet and everything, sitting around the house with 3 or 4 kids or something. Turn those clowns over to them.
Did you have internet?
No, the internet was down.
Did you have any TV?
No, the internet was down.
So you were sitting there in the dark?
There was no power.
So you were in the dark the whole time?
No, my son had power, so we went over there.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that was the other thing. Those that didn't that had power, should have just shut their lights off.
I wasn't going to do any good.
Yeah, when I was driving home Saturday night, you could see the ones that had those home generators going, because they had lights.
Well, and hats off, my really appreciated. There's so many people out there that we're helping out neighbors and things. And if I mention one, then there's 100 more that I should mention. So I won't point out a couple of guys that really went out of their way to, they were handing out water to, people out in the county that didn't have electricity. If they're on well water, then they don't even have water.
Yeah.
So, these several of these places were giving away free water.
Guess who's on well water? Me.
Well, yeah. So no electric, no water.
I had a generator I could pump that water pump.
Well, not everybody's got a generator, but that's the point. There's lots of issues out here. Lots of people were helping out. Lots of people, trying to, make it a little easier for you to get through the last 4 or 5 days, and I just think about the weather. I've spent about 70 days. I counted every freaking night I was there, man. In Korea, sitting in the mountains, no heat, no electricity, sitting in a tent. It's like below, and just freezing your rear end off. And fortunately we just had some mild weather here the last couple of days, or it might have been much worse. So. You people out there that I don't know. Like I said, I had some individual tell me that we lost a couple of residents here because of this electrical outage. I don't know that that's true, but if it is, my condolences to you. And I hope they catch these guys and grind them to dust.
Yeah, like life in prison. Because I guess the worst part of all of it, in addition to not being able to eat, or I guess you could go out and eat. No, you couldn't, because everything was closed.
Nothing.
I knew I had to get some diesel fuel, and I had to drive to Sanford to get it. Yeah. Nobody around here could pump it up out of the ground.
Yeah, you had to go somewhere else, Fayetteville, Sanford, somewhere.
Well.
What's west there? I guess you could have gone to Asheboro if you're out towards them. Well, the north end of the county was doing pretty well, apparently. They at least had power in Robbins, my understanding.
That wasn't in my direction I was going to go.
Well, yeah.
There was a line just to get in Sanford. Not talking about the pumps.
Yeah.
Just to get through those stoplights. Huge lines.
Yeah.
You sit there and waited on the stoplight 3 or 4 cycles before you could get through. And that got old real quick. And then I went into the station that had diesel, and I pull up to that diesel pump. I put my card in. I hit the right buttons, and that thing says, select your grade and start pumping. Select the diesel, and I stick the nozzle in there and pull the trigger, and it was click, click. It wouldn't. And the guy comes over from the station and says, "Oh, the pump in the tank must be bad." After all that. I said, "Does anybody around here have diesel?" And he said, "Yeah, they got across the street." So I pull over there, and more lines to wait in. And eventually I got my diesel, and then I had to get the car flipped around to get the regular gas, because the tank was on the side opposite the driver.
No, you're supposed to figure that out when you pull in to begin with.
Yeah. Well, no, the diesel was in the rear, and I can only get to the side of the pump that I can get to. All right, 8 o'clock.
Good morning. Patchy fog will be possible to kick off the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Rain chances for the most part will hold off until after sunset, though there could be some mist in the fog in the morning. Tonight, scattered showers with lows in the mid to upper 40s, and some showers possible again tomorrow. Otherwise, overcast, chilly, and damp. High temperatures only in the low to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Biden team has gone to court in a bid to keep Title 42 in place. That's the Trump-era public health order used at the border since the arrival of the COVID pandemic. The way things stand now, Title 42 will expire in less than 2 weeks. It's called the Respect for Marriage Act, a bill that raises concern among religious liberty advocates. It comes to a vote later today in the House.
The legislation would require all states to recognize legal marriages regardless of sex, race, ethnicity, or national origin. President Biden says he'll sign the bipartisan legislation into law promptly and proudly. Democrats have moved the bill quickly through the House and Senate since the Supreme Court's decision in June that overturned Roe v. Wade. That ruling included a concurring opinion from Justice Clarence Thomas that suggested same-sex marriage should also be reconsidered. Donna Warder, Washington.
A day after China's government eased COVID restrictions, many Chinese are cautiously waiting to see how the new approach will be implemented.
After a wave of nationwide protests against China's harsh anti-pandemic policies, the Chinese government rolled back on some of the stricter measures. Among the most significant is the requirement to go to a COVID field hospital if you test positive for COVID-19. Now citizens who test positive but show no symptoms can self-isolate at home. Outside experts have warned that China will face a challenging first wave, as the loosened measures will likely lead to more infections among a population with little immunity against the virus. I'm Karen Chamas.
An FBI agent suffers minor injuries. Another man is dead following an altercation at a D.C. metro station last evening. On Wall Street, Dow futures 78 points higher. NASDAQ futures up 35. S&P futures better by 12. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Your family depends on your income, and something happened to you, what would happen to them? You need life insurance, and SelectQuote can help you get it at a price you can afford.
SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, who's in excellent health, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month.
Not in perfect health? Don't worry.
SelectQuote found Tanya, 40, who has type 2 diabetes, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $32 a month.
We shop companies like Protective, Prudential, American General, and others to find you the company with the best rates. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford.
For your free quote, call 1-800-880-7474. That's 1-800-880-7474. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-880-7474.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your premium could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Bible. Iran announcing the first execution of a protester convicted over recent anti-government unrest.
Mohsen Shakari was hanged this morning after being moved to solitary confinement several days ago in anticipation of his execution. The Iranian judiciary said that he'd blocked a road in Tehran and wounded a member of the Basij paramilitary with a machete. It described him as a rioter, the label the authorities have tried to put on protesters in order to discredit their movement as a form of violent anarchy fomented by hostile governments such as the US, Israel, and the UK. At least 11 other protesters have so far been sentenced to death, with several of their appeals already having been rejected.
The BBC's Sebastian Usher. Following its searches of holy sites belonging to Ukraine's Orthodox Church, a nation security agency has posted photos of evidence it recovered. Includes rubles, Russian passports, and leaflets with messages from the Moscow Patriarch. News and analysis, townhall.com. There is a new nursing home law on the books in New York.
A new state law in New York requires state nursing home facilities to notify residents and guests when an infection is present, and that nursing homes have a plan in place to accommodate exposed or infected residents. This follows more than 15,000 COVID deaths in New York nursing homes during the coronavirus pandemic. Over 4,000 COVID patients in the state were placed in nursing homes with elderly residents after then Governor Cuomo said they could not be denied. Tasha Stevens reporting.
President Biden set to announce a $36 billion bailout of a financially troubled union pension plan. Will stave off deep cuts to the retirement incomes of more than 350,000 Teamster workers and retirees across the country. The money for the Central States Pension Fund is part of the broader $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief package. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back, one local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Hi friends, Aaron Cooper here from Cooper Ford to answer the question, why shop at Cooper Ford? First, we're locally and family owned, and that means every dollar you spend stays right here in the community. In fact, our ongoing commitment to our community is because Cooper Ford is part of the community. We live here, we shop here, share our faith here, and support many community causes. Plus, at Cooper Ford, we don't have and never had market-adjusted prices over MSRP like so many other dealers. We give fair and honest prices. It's just doing the right thing. And finally, at Cooper Ford, you're not just a number. You're part of the Cooper Ford family.
Cooper Ford, always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
Pines Funerals, Fry and Prickett, Kennedy, and Powell Funeral Homes, serving Carthage, Robbins, Southern Pines, and surrounding communities. Have you thought about pre-planning your final arrangements? At Pines Funerals, we're here to guide and assist our community's families through the pre-planning process. Visit pinesfunerals.com today to schedule a no-pressure, no-obligation appointment to ensure all of your questions are answered. That's pinesfunerals.com to see why more families prefer Pines.
Looking for ideas to update your home's tile work? Come to Meadow Creek Tile in Southern Pines. They are a locally family-owned business that's been here for over 35 years. Call and set up an appointment or come in and browse their showroom from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday, and select from the finest ceramic, marble, glass, and stone tile materials in hundreds of styles to suit your taste and budget. They're located on Highway 15-501 South near Zaxby's. That's Meadow Creek Tile, 910-693-7711.
Gib and Jess here from Sand Hills Trailer Sales, formerly Dobie Trailer. We sell trailers. We're located at 438 White Hill Road in Sanford off of US 1 and 15501, where we sell trailers. Whether you need an enclosed, gooseneck, ATV, or equipment trailer, we have them all. We are veteran-owned, so stop by and see us or call us today at 919-776-9624. Sand Hills Trailer Sales for all your trailer needs.
And did I mention we sell trailers?
Hey, if you want to mail your Christmas gifts, you need to come to FedEx Quick Pack and Ship at 216 Commerce Avenue in Southern Pines. Quick Pack and Ship is your newest full-service mailing, shipping, and office solutions. Owner Brad Harkins can help you get your FedEx Christmas packages sent anywhere in the USA and overseas. Now's the time to come. FedEx Quick Pack and Ship before it gets too late. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Go to Facebook for more information.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
If there was a better way to handle your finances, when would you want to know? Tune in to White Horse Financial Solutions every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. here on WEEB. Want to make the holidays even more special? Give the gift of honey-baked ham to your employees or clients this year. It's a beautiful and distinctive gift that guarantees to make the moment memorable. Order your gift from either location, Fayetteville or Aberdeen. Honey-baked ham.
MCN News. I'm Mike Riley. Power is fully restored in Moore County after vandals shot at 2 electric substations. Moore County Commission Chair Nick Picerno told reporters that the community has come together.
It goes to show for the nature of how people in Moore County are made up. They love each other, and then they really unite when we have times of trouble, as we've had.
Cases of the flu, COVID-19, and RSV are on the rise across the country. CBS's Carter Evans has been following the developments nationwide and tells us
Megan's 10-week-old son, Jack, has been hospitalized with RSV for nearly a week after he began having trouble breathing.
His belly was kind of sinking into his lower ribs, so that was the first really kind of big, scary moment. It's really scary as a parent to see that happening to your baby.
Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock defeated Republican challenger Herschel Walker on Tuesday in a runoff election in Georgia. Meanwhile, Duke professor Mac McCorkle told NCN News,
the Republicans are the ones who seem to be behind the 8 ball, whereas Biden and the Democrats were behind the 8 ball before November. Where the Republican Party moves and how they handle the kind of problematic nature of President Trump is key.
Attorneys for President Trump say they discovered more documents marked as classified while searching a storage unit in the West Palm Beach, Florida area. CBS News correspondent Scott McFarland has more on that story.
Searches were reportedly conducted around Thanksgiving at 3 other locations: the President's Golf Club in Bedminster, Trump Tower in New York, and in a storage facility at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Last month, the Justice Department appointed special counsel Jack Smith to oversee the growing probe into those documents.
Today, the Supreme Court continues hearing arguments in the high-stakes voting rights case out of North Carolina, Moore versus Harper. UNC Charlotte professor Eric.
That may advantage Republicans in North Carolina, but will advantage Democrats in areas where the Democrats have strength.
You're listening to NCN News.
Join PBS North Carolina as we explore the world around us through stories that illuminate and moments that inspire. From PBS favorites like Masterpiece to local programs that celebrate our state and people. From educational resources for kids to emergency briefings that keep us secure. PBS North Carolina offers endless possibilities for discovery and wonder. Follow your curiosity at pbsnc.org.
Small business owners are a cornerstone of our state's economy and are essential to the fabric of our rural, urban, and suburban communities. At the NC Rural Center, we believe that our state's economic future depends on the vibrancy of the small businesses lining main streets from Murphy to Manteo and everywhere in between. That's why we've assembled hundreds of entrepreneurs, advocates, and community leaders from across the state to form the North Carolina Small Business Coalition. Learn more about the coalition and how to join at ncruralcenter.org.
The first 3 parts of the 6-part documentary about Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, dropped today.
Netflix is calling it a global event. Harry and Meghan, the story of their relationship with each other, with the press, and with the royal family. Its director, Liz Garbus, has won Emmys and been Oscar nominated. The series has already generated headlines, with criticism that some images contained in the trailers have been taken out of context. Yesterday, the King was at a Westminster Hall reception. Business as usual, but he and the rest of his family know they might well be the subject of global headlines once again. The dilemma is at what point, if at all, do they choose to answer back?
A man in Graham escaped while being taken to the police station. Nate Saunders has that.
Officials said on Wednesday morning, 37-year-old Timothy Watlington was in the back of a squad car when he slipped out of his handcuffs, reached through the bars of the window, and opened the car door from the outside. He's still on the run. Police believe Watlington is not a threat to the public. I'm Nate Saunders.
A big shakeup in the government of Peru. Congress impeached leftist President Pedro Castillo, who has been arrested. The BBC's Katie Watson.
This is a country that is used to political turbulence, but certainly today's events have just turbocharged the chaos. Today started with the fact that Congress was going to be debating its 3rd motion to impeach Pedro Castillo, but he came on air saying that he would dissolve Congress. But now, fast forward a few hours, we've got Dina Boluarte, the vice president, who is now in charge of Peru. So it's been a massive change in a country that's so used to this political turbulence.
The holiday season is upon us, and so it's time to think about shipping gifts to friends and loved ones before it's too late. The good news is the U.S. Postal Service has more help and a faster system to ship those packages now. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Good morning. Patchy fog will be possible today, otherwise mostly cloudy with showers moving in after sunset. High temperatures in the low to mid 60s this afternoon. Rain chances grow after sunset with rain lasting through tonight. Cloudy with lows in the mid to upper 40s. Heading into tomorrow, it's overcast, chilly, and damp with showers possible. High temperatures only in the low to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, we're seeing fog and 59 degrees, humidity 99%, dew point 59, winds calm, and pressure 3052. It is 8:15. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Thursday morning. Average gasoline prices in North Carolina have fallen 10.3 cents per gallon in the last week, averaging $3.11 a gallon today. This according to Gas Buddy's survey of over 6,000 stations in North Carolina. Prices in North Carolina are 22 cents per gallon lower than a month ago and stand at 2.5 cents per gallon lower than a year ago. The national average price of diesel has fallen 13.6 cents in the last week and stands at $5.06 per gallon. According to Gas Buddy price reports, the cheapest station in North Carolina priced its gas at $2.76 a gallon yesterday, while the most expensive was $4.69 a gallon, a difference of $1.93. The national average price of gasoline has fallen 15.8 cents per gallon in the last week, averaging $3.36 a gallon today. The national average is down 43 cents per gallon from a month ago and stands a half cents per gallon higher than a year ago, according to Gas Buddy, who compiled more than 11 million weekly price reports. North Carolina Representative Tom McInnes said a reward leading to the arrest of individuals responsible for the attacks on the electrical grid system is in the works. He made the statement during the press conference at the Rick Ryan Public Safety Center in Carthage. As a process, McInnes told the Sand Hills Sentinel when the journalist asked why a reward had not yet been offered up and stated money was an incentive for information. Sand Hills Sentinel asked if the elderly man's death in his home, discovered Tuesday without power, would be a murder charge when the suspect is arrested. Moore County Safety Director Brian Phillips said the FBI would make that determination. And also the takeaways from that press conference at the Rick Ryan Public Center included $75,000 reward as of now for information leading to the arrest and conviction of suspects. State of emergency and curfew will be lifted that started this morning. Most residents and businesses have power now. If you want to call the crime tip line, it's 910-947-4444, and you're encouraged to shop local businesses who were closed for several days. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sand Hills Sentinel. And, of course, you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It is 8:17. Sports is next, right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
Your morning sports report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
NCN Sports, I'm Nate Saunders. The Nets built a huge lead before squeezing out a win against the Hornets. AP correspondent Dave Ferry reports.
Kyrie Irving dropped in 33 points, and the Nets won for the fifth time in 6 games by holding off the Hornets, 122-116.
Nights like this, you feel great winning, but how we won, we definitely want to improve on that.
Kevin Durant had 29 points for the Nets, who blew most of a 23-point halftime lead before Durant hit consecutive three-pointers midway through the fourth quarter. Seth Curry added 20 points on 8 of 11 shooting as Brooklyn improved to 14-12. Charlotte has lost 3 straight and 7 of 10. Terry Rozier poured in 30 points, and Kelly Oubre Jr. had 29 for the Hornets. Oubre has scored at least 20 points in 6 straight games. I'm Dave Ferry.
Hornets coach Steve Clifford says their first-half defense cost them the game. The Nets scored 73 points by halftime.
Just containing the ball individually, and then our pick-and-roll defense was really, we struggled with. And so, listen, they didn't just score in the paint. They got open threes also. Second half, we were much better.
The NCAA has granted an extra year of eligibility to Virginia football players whose eligibility expired in the aftermath of the slaying of 3 members of the team. Lavelle Davis Jr., Deshaun Perry, and Devin Chandler were killed last month when they returned to campus from a field trip to see a play in Washington, D.C. A former player at the school, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr., is facing 3 counts of second-degree murder and other charges in the shooting. And Coach Sean McVay says Baker Mayfield probably will be active for the Los Angeles Rams game against the Raiders tonight. That's just 2 days after the Rams claimed the former #1 draft pick off waivers from Carolina. McVay wouldn't rule out the possibility of Mayfield playing against Las Vegas, but the Rams coach indicated it likely would happen only if John Woodford's persistent neck injury continues. I'm Nate Saunders, and you're listening to NCN Sports.
Dillon Supply is your one-stop resource for industrial, safety, material handling, steel, pipe, valves, and fittings, and all under one roof. Everything they do at Dillon Supply is built on helping customers operate better today than yesterday. With locations throughout the region, Dillon Supply can respond quickly to job site needs. And count on Dillon for safety, compliance, and inventory management services. Stop by your local Dillon Supply or see more at DillonSupply.com. Dillon Supply, keeping your projects moving since 1914.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance was just named one of America's best insurance companies by Forbes and the nation's best auto insurer in Crash Network's Insurer Report Card for the 3rd year in a row. Sometimes being the best means being a little different. Our difference is our people. And with agents in every county, you've got local award-winning service right in your backyard. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
The San Diego Padres and Xander Bogaerts have agreed to a blockbuster $280 million 11-year contract, adding the All-Star slugger to an already deep lineup. The Padres already had Fernando Tatis Jr. at shortstop, but he missed the entire season because of injuries and an 80-game suspension for testing positive for a performance-enhancing drug. Bogaerts is a .292 hitter with 156 homers and 683 RBIs in 10 big league seasons, all with Boston. Last night in the NBA, Brooklyn did beat Charlotte, and Utah beat Golden State 124-123. And tonight in the NFL, Thursday Night Football, Las Vegas at the Rams. That begins at 8:15. You're listening to NCN Sports.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
It wasn't long ago when residents in the Sandhills had to call 2 different companies for plumbing or heating and air conditioning service. But Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning was the first to offer all 3 services and still do. At Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning, it's our goal to offer customers fast, dependable, and creative solutions to your home and business needs. Experience counts. Call Fields Plumbing and Heating and Air Conditioning 910-949-3232. 910-949-3232.
Hi friends, Aaron Cooper here from Cooper Ford to answer the question, why shop at Cooper Ford? First, we're locally and family owned, and that means every dollar you spend stays right here in the community. In fact, our ongoing commitment to our community is because Cooper Ford is part of the community. We live here, we shop here, share our faith here, and support many community causes. Plus, at Cooper Ford, we don't have and never had market-adjusted prices over MSRP like so many other dealers. We give fair and honest prices. It's just doing the right thing. And finally, at Cooper Ford, you're not just a number, you're part of the Cooper Ford family.
Cooper Ford, always working hard to be your hometown dealer.
Hey golfers, did you know that for over 3 years, pro golfer Bubba Watson has used CBD MD's products to help relieve aches and pains as well as calm his mind? Well, now you can too. Flowland in Aberdeen is your CBD MD headquarters. CBD MD is the only CBD company listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and all the products are THC free. Flowland is open 7 days a week at 1200 Sandhills Boulevard in Aberdeen for all your CBD needs.
Did you know 80% of Americans think pre-planned funeral arrangements are a good idea? At Pines Funerals, we encourage our community to have a plan in place to take care of those you love so that your final wishes are observed. Call 910-947-2224 or visit us at pinesfunerals.com today to request free planning information and see why more families prefer Pines. Pines Funerals, in association with Fry and Prickett, Kennedy, and Powell Funeral Homes, serving Carthage, Robbins, Southern Pines, and surrounding communities.
Are you concerned about retirement in today's economy?
Find your financial solution on Retirement 360 with Dwight Mejan. Sundays at 3 p.m. on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
Neck, shoulder, or back pain can be downright debilitating. If you have those issues, you already know that, and you don't need me to tell you about the opioid crisis. There's another, better way. I'm talking about chiropractic, a healing art that's also science. Dr. Sharon Wright of Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes invites you to come in for a discussion about how chiropractic works and could work for you. To be sure, there are many of you out there that have reached the proverbial dead end trying to treat and manage your pain.
This is Dr. Wright. I can't guarantee I can fix every problem, but I will tell you honestly whether chiropractic can be of help for your particular issue. Living with pain is not always the only option. Doesn't it make sense to explore every avenue before resigning yourself to the limitations of pain? Call our office today to schedule a consultation and start living again. 673-2225.
The days are getting shorter and there's a chill in the air, which means Christmas is right around the corner. Nothing says Christmas like a fresh-cut North Carolina Fraser fir from White Hill Farms. Located at 5030 South Plank Road in Cameron, White Hill Farms is open 7 days a week. So whether you need that Christmas tree, a wreath, or holiday basket, White Hill Farms has them all. So stop in and see what White Hill Farms has to offer this holiday season. Just off 15501 at the Lee County line.
I'm Ella. And I'm Eva. We and everyone in our family are patients at Sandhills Weekend Dental. We love going to the dentist, especially to get our teeth cleaned. Katie, the hygienist, told our brother Ashton he needs to brush his teeth really well every day to get rid of the poop that the sugar bugs leave behind, or else he will get cavities, and he doesn't want that. We feel everyone should go to Sandhills Weekend Dental and eat, kiss, and smile better, except we don't kiss.
Make your appointment today. Call Sandhills Weekend Dental at 687-4423.
Thinking about updating and customizing your kitchen? Now is a great time to do just that with KitchenAid appliances from Keys Appliance Center. Now through December 31st, you can receive up to $1,500 in rebates on select KitchenAid appliances. So head on over to the appliance experts at Keys Appliance Center and visit with any sales associate for complete rebate details and list of eligible models. Keys Appliance Center, located at 104 East Main Street in downtown Aberdeen.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is brought to you by Quality Built Homes, the Sandhills' #1 home builder, developer, and remodeler. With over 1,500 homes built in Moore County, we earn our name every day. Quality Built Homes, 910-944-7453.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. You know, I've always loved Western movies. I grew up watching John Wayne and The Lone Ranger and Hopalong Cassidy and Roy Rogers, and I guess my favorite movies were those based on real life. One of my all-time favorites, any movie or show that had Wyatt Earp in it. I love stories about old Wyatt. He's been played by some of the biggest stars in Hollywood, you know. And of course, the most famous scene in any Wyatt Earp movie is the gunfight at the OK Corral. That's where the Earp brothers and Doc Holliday went up against the bad guys and kicked some serious bad guy behind. But now, this week, there was another fight at another corral. A fight that involved more than 40 people, a fight in which some brave men and women of our time stood up for something that matters to people of our time enough to make them fight for it. It wasn't about protecting children, it wasn't about our borders, or that we've left Americans in Afghanistan or anything like that. Those things don't seem to get Americans riled up these days. This fight occurred in Pennsylvania. This particular corral was a golden corral, and they were fighting over the steak. See, someone cut in the steak line, and then that person started being picky about the steaks, and pretty soon it was the too well done fight at the Golden Corral. Nowadays, I guess it's do what you want to do to our children, just don't mess with my steak. I got $20 that says it was a bunch of leftists. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. from the Zoom Wall Zone.
Good morning. Patchy fog will be possible to kick off the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the low to mid 60s. Rain chances for the most part will hold off until after sunset, though there could be some mist in the fog in the morning. Tonight, scattered showers with lows in the mid to upper 40s, and some showers possible again tomorrow. Otherwise, overcast, chilly, and damp. High temperatures only in the low to mid 50s.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Moore County. Hopefully you've on your path to recovery here, got everything running. I stepped out this morning and was awed by the absolute silence. No more generators running throughout the area. It was quiet. It was quiet. Had to relearn some habits. I didn't have electricity long enough to get into the habit of walking in a room and not flipping the light switch on. So now I got to learn to flip the switch on now when I walk in and it's dark. So when things get back to normal here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, the legal authorities will have come to some resolution on who we're looking for and possible punishments, etc.
String him up on Broad Street.
Well, that would be too easy. Like I said, I say give them to the women. Let them take care of them. But I don't know how many of them there are. I don't know if there's just one person to get for this. So, yeah, we'll keep you appraised as to what's going on in the future. And in the meantime, enjoy your day.
Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available to you right now at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the home page is where the video link's located. Yes, we're out of video link jail from YouTube and back at it. That also includes our chat room, which you can participate in, talk about whatever is on your mind, or send us an idea that you think needs discussing. Also, on the upper right-hand corner of every page is another link that says On the Air Listen Live. Click that once. You're listening that quick to our broadcast signal 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. It's not going to be too bad. Look for mostly cloudy. Rain developing after sunset. Look for a high today of 64. Tonight, good chance of that rain, a low of 49. Friday, rain chances decrease about in half. Look for mostly cloudy with a few scattered showers, high around 52. Friday night, scattered showers, small chance, low of 43. And then for Saturday, just mostly cloudy, little peaks of sun, high of 50. Right out around the Sandhills, winds are calm, pressure 30-53, dew point 59, humidity 99%. We got cloudy skies and 60 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All righty. Don't try that at home, boys and girls. I am a professional. It is 8:35, 35 past the hour. One thing we didn't get to last hour was some of these sound bites, and so I started out today with this hour with the best of the Unity boys from last night, and see if they and their expensive staff writers came up with one joke that's worth listening to.
If you're waiting to buy a Christmas tree, you better hurry, because due to high demand and low supply, prices are soaring. I'm trying to get ahead of this. That's why every night on the way home, I cut one branch off the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. Yankee superstar Aaron Judge has decided to stay in New York, agreeing to a 9-year, $360 million contract. When he heard that, Babe Ruth said, "What the hell, I got paid in peanuts and Cracker Jacks."
Regulators in Minnesota this week accused a marijuana edibles company of selling gummy bears that were 50 times more powerful than what is legally allowed to be sold. This actually happened last year, but all the witnesses just woke up.
Yeah, I'd like to joke about this gummy bear, THC, marijuana garbage, and none of it's good.
Well, they said that amongst youngsters, the poll shows their number one preferred go-to fun drug was marijuana over booze.
Well, booze. Neither one of them is good. And
most in New York, you don't have to buy the stuff. You just go out on the sidewalk, go, and you got your marijuana fix.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe, but this the problem with the marijuana, people are putting it in stuff. I mean. Booze. You can dump booze in the punch bowl, that old joke or whatever. But
they put it in the stuff so that when the kids are sitting in class popping this stuff, you don't smell it.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, booze is booze. You're drinking, and you can usually tell what's going on with the illegal booze drinking or whatever. But this marijuana stuff, and they're putting it in stuff and throwing it out on the table, and people are eating, getting into it. Unknowingly, et cetera, and that's the problem. And now you've got all this fentanyl and all this other garbage that gets mixed in with it. So it's bad. This is bad news.
Let's see. Inspired by Spotify's 2022 Wrapped, women on TikTok are posting videos of themselves doing their 2022 dating wrap. They do PowerPoints that include things like the number of dates, how they met, what went wrong. Here's one of the women who tell how many dates she had that went wrong, if she fell in love, and if the shocker at the end means anything. Here we go.
Welcome to my year in dating wrapped, and for the entirety of 2022, I was single, so let's get to it. I went on a total of 40 first dates, which I know is a lot. None of them panned out very well, and one special lucky man got more than 7 dates. So the most original first date goes to the guy who brought me to a water park, and I fell in love 2 times this year, and then I'm still trying to get over one person. I accidentally got married once. That's for a different story. The overall result is I am still single.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I tell you, if I never see another PowerPoint presentation in my lifetime, I'll be...
Saw a lot in the Marines, did you?
Yeah. Every now and then one pops up, and it's just, don't bother me. I was tired of it. Done with it.
And what goes on in the courtroom doesn't always stay in the courtroom. A Michigan man who allegedly made anti-Semitic and racist threats to people at a preschool and synagogue last week pulled his pants down and mooned the judge in a separate case.
Good.
Here is Judge Regina Thomas reacting to Hassan Choker showing his backside.
I want the record to reflect that while the court has muted the defendant's microphone at the Oakland County Jail, he appears to be yelling and pointing at the camera. And now he has removed his pants to show the court his backside. So I'm putting him in the waiting room.
Well, okay. Yeah, fine. she was pretty tolerant. I think she probably should have thrown him in. Well, he was probably already going to jail anyway. Yeah, I was going to say put him in the brig for a week or two, bread and water or something. Oh, man.
Yeah, they have this program called Chaos in the Courtroom where Dan Abrams narrates it, and one of them they showed a defendant. First thing he did was smart off to the judge. Judge had already sentenced him to 30 days, and he then made it 45. And the guy just would not shut up. He smart off again, and he said, "How about 90? And you want to go for 100?" And the time he got through, he was at 300 days in jail.
Yeah, well,
the judge eventually came down on that, but the guy just couldn't behave at all.
Well, I don't know. Some people are untrainable, so stick them in jail. What else are you gonna do?
Well, Christmas music is around again, as you know, starting to come in here, there, and everywhere, and some of the classics are too. Well, let's check out one of the classics with an update to it.
Driving around looking at my phone on the way to Christmas shop. Texting my friends looking at my phone. Didn't know that cars had stopped.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Dasher, Dancer, Rudolph, of course. But if you want some new reindeer names, you should ask Morgan Freeman.
And now, Morgan Freeman makes up new reindeer names.
Blitzer, Crocus, Danzig, Cumberbatch, Chad, Shia LaHoof, Dingleberry, El Diablo, Bryce Dallas Howard, Kiefer, Mad Dog, Ha Ha Clinton Dix, Papaya, Hibbity Jibbity, Chelsea Antler, Bert, Uncle Buck, Terry Cloth, Jambalaya, Cookie Dough, Darnell, Rolo, John Cena.
This has been Morgan Freeman making up new reindeer names.
There's a couple of good ones in there. Yeah, does he read books? For Audible or any of those? He would be a good.
Yeah, he does lots of voiceovers. I doubt he wastes his time on a book. When he can make about 10 times as much doing a cheese commercial.
Well, yeah, okay. Yep. A lot to be said for being remembered for a cheese commercial.
BuzzFeed laid off 12% of its staff. That's just one of the pieces of news that we haven't covered in our list of not headline news.
This is not headline news. BuzzFeed laid off 12% of its staff. To add insult to injury, the workers found out after taking a quiz called, "Are you about to get laid off by BuzzFeed?" Experts call TikTok a national security threat because China can invade the U.S. while we're all in our bedrooms doing a dumb dance. Los Angeles may bring back masks, not because of COVID, because they're that embarrassed by the Rams. And Nicki Minaj turns 40 today. Unfortunately, she got too close to the birthday candles and her face, boobs, and butt melted into a soupy pool of smoking plastic. This is not headline news.
Well, if your toddler comes up to you and says they like ranch dressing, maybe that's a blessing for a mama.
What's that?
Ranch.
Oh, I love it.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Hey, sure, why not? It's good to have little kids around the house.
So it's chocolate. I'd rather have chocolate. A Canadian man had unwanted online charges to his account because his 1-year-old dog decided to chew on his PlayStation controller, which triggered the purchases. Here's David Murphy talking about his puppy Zoe and when those charges started racking up.
I have a 1-year-old lab shepherd and who likes to get into things that are left alone. So this all started with things being very quiet. So I went to check on her, and she had did a number on one of my PlayStation controllers. I go back to my desk, and I get these email alerts start popping up. Thank you for your purchase. And I go on with support, and they're like, yeah, sir, this was ordered from your console. They confirmed the serial number. I'm like, this is impossible. It's just me and my dog here.
Well, yeah, that's the. Well, just like the guy, last week, 2 weeks ago, threw his loaded firearm in the car, and the dog stepped on the trigger and
shot him,
killed him. So, yeah, you shouldn't be leaving live electrical stuff around with your puppy and cats, and they like to chew on cords, and this guy's fortunate if all he had to do is pay a couple of bucks. So, but yeah, you shouldn't leave that stuff laying around with your animals.
Police in Oklahoma are looking for a person who robbed a convenience store at gunpoint while wearing a mask that looks like a literal football. Okay. A little head to the mountains of Bush beer.
Nah, not my favorite beer either. Hey, you got some, great local breweries, etc. So most of that stuff is kind of blah anymore. Got some good local ones right here in Moore County.
Well, the biggest problem they had with beer back in the day was keeping it cold. It would store if it was kept cold. And Anheuser-Busch, Adolphus Busch, I think his name was, he just said, well, if we put ice in a railroad car, that could keep our beer cold long enough to get it to point B out there. And he started doing that. And that's how Budweiser and Busch got distributed so much farther and wider than everyone else, because he could ship cold beer to them.
I thought he just opened a brewery closer to where he wanted to sell it.
Care about that. Google's most searched song of 2022 is "We Don't Like to Talk About Bruno" by Encanto. Assume all that's right. We had a little fun with it back in February when we asked you if you thought it sounded like Smooth from Santana. Here's the mashup we made earlier this year. Torture anymore because it goes on for a minute and a half.
Thank you. That's my Christmas present, isn't it? Turn that off.
Time named the person of the year for 2022. It's Ukraine's President Zelensky. They said Zelensky's success as a wartime leader has rallied on the fact that courage is contagious. Letterman traveled to Ukraine in October to interview him for his Netflix show called My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. The episode drops on Monday. Here's part of the trailer.
Ladies and gentlemen, your president, Volodymyr Zelensky. Great pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's, I don't know. He probably would make the top 10 list of international criminals. Him, Putin, Biden, etc. I mean, he's